I'm Beverly Holmes Hughes. I'm the Sugar Grove Library Director, and I'm so honored to have you all here with us this evening. Thank you for coming. At this moment, I'd like to introduce to you the Sugar Grove Fire Chief, Marty Kunkel. He's got a few words he'd like to share with us.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on this day beyond the sad events of September 11th of 2001. I think everyone knows what happened that day. It was a very tragic event for this whole country. It was also a very tragic event for everyone in the fire service, the first responders, the police. Very tragic day. A lot of our brothers and sisters were lost in the line of duty that day. We really thank the library for doing this every year, putting together this day for not forgetting, for remembering, because it was obviously a day that we should all remember for a very long time in our lives. But again, on behalf of all the men and women of the Sugar Grove Fire District, I really appreciate you coming tonight and honoring everyone this day, and thank you to the library staff.
I speak for the Sugar Grove Library staff, the trustees, the library friends, and the whole community to say thank you for joining us. Today we do commemorate the 7th anniversary of the events of September 11th, 2001. And by presidential proclamation, our flag has flown at half-staff in observance of Patriot Day. Let us please take a quiet moment to reflect and to honor the Americans and others from around the world who have lost their lives as a result of the terrorist attacks and the actions since then. If you would please join with me. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have been invited to join us throughout the 24 hours remembrance, to read, to reflect, and to resonate with pride in the celebration of our American freedoms. Our president, in his proclamation recognizing today, said, "Our nation pays tribute to our courageous men and women serving in uniform around the world and devoted members of our law enforcement, public safety, and intelligence communities at home who work night and day to protect us from harm and to preserve the freedom of this great nation." 7 years ago, ordinary citizens rose to the challenge, united in prayer, and responded with extraordinary acts of courage, with some giving their lives for the country they loved. On Patriot Day, we remember all of those who were taken from us in an instant and seek their lasting memorial in a safer and more hopeful world. We must not allow our resolve to be weakened by the passage of time. For our youngsters tonight in uniform, you're here and you're learning about character education. And that's about teaching people to make sound moral judgments. And at its best, character education is integrated into every aspect of a person's life, at home, at school, at work, and in the community. Simply put, character education's goal is teaching people to know the good, to love the good, and to do the good. Here are men and women of our community that serve as wonderful examples, role models for the future, the virtues that are our community values. Virtues are necessary for applying the proper set of rules to the circumstances. According to Winston Churchill, courage is the first of the human qualities because it is the quality which guarantees all others. The virtue of courage is a strength of character, one we learn from our earliest days. It defines who we are by the actions we take and the choices that we make. Having courage allows us to continue on a task in face of our fears. Without courage, we are unable to take risks, the risks that are necessary to grow and achieve many of the things that we value. Our men and women in uniform are courageous every time they put on their uniform. Not many are as prepared as they are to rush in when others seek relief. Tonight, in recognizing them, we seek to thank those in uniformed service to our community as well as the nation. Thank you. Our library mission is about providing information and access to that information. These are opportunities that have been called the twin pillars of a democratic government and an informed citizenry. Libraries, remember, is about the public library being there for the community and keeping our American story. That would be the whole story, both the center and the margins, both the good and the bad, for it is a very remarkable story. Will the color guard please advance to retire the colors?
Scout salute! Two.
Thank you all for coming this evening, and I invite you to join us inside the library to see the displays we have and participate in some of the refreshments we have to share.
Come on. Let's go. One single file line, guys. Single file.
I found a pack.